How's everybody doing?
Good.
How are you?
Good, good.
Kevin said that Deshaun's going to practice for the first time today. How much are you looking forward to him being out there with you?
I feel like it's great he's going out there to practice. I know he's been working hard to recover and doing everything he's able to do for this day.
And how has he been a help to you, just maybe with installing the game plan, or just they keep talking about how much he's been a help to you guys. Can you share a little bit of that?
Yeah, what we do in there, we're going to keep it in there for sure.
Shedeur, your relationship with Cam has been pretty, well documented. Obviously, doing it through the pre-draft process, especially. Just how excited are you? How much have you gotten to know him, and then how excited are you to? Obviously, you don't go against him head to head because he's not on defense.
Yeah.
To sort of duel with him on Sunday.
Well, I would say I'm just excited for an opportunity to go out there and play. And being able, last week Sean wasn't the best, so just having the opportunity to go out there and play.
Shedeur, you talked about feel, and it has to be a feel for you. Just where have you felt like you that feel has gotten better with the start you've got?
I say day by day, live action by live action. I see my faults and I see, what I do good and what I need to work on. So I definitely take that in consideration whenever I go and prepare and everything I do. And if I need to see more pictures of certain things, then I got to do what's necessary for me to be successful.
Is it hard to stay patient as you're growing as an NFL quarterback?
What you mean by that?
Well, as you want to be great right away, but maybe it takes time to be great. So do you have to be patient as you develop?
I don't view things as like patient. I guess that's the outside world. That's not nothing I live in within my world. I think I'm more determined and focused on knowing I got to do what it takes to get the results, for the team, for us that we need, to be successful. So I think it's certain things that certain areas that I need to improve in quickly, and just because I'm a rookie, that's not really an excuse out there,
Sure. What would you say is kind of the nature of your relationship with Cam, and what was it like, training alongside with him during the pre-draft process?
Yeah, Cam competitive. It's always fun, getting out there training with him. And then, we both end up getting drafted and we both went our separate ways, And that's really everybody that played in college with almost. Everybody's focused on what they got to do, and it's all love, whenever we see each other.
But not a lot of communication since the draft.
I would say we don't really communicate with any players, even I play with Colorado at, all that stuff will probably happen later on down the road, but not right now. We all focus on what we got to do to be great.
You got a lot on your plate of being the quarterback now. Does playing against Cam add any juice to this day for you?
Nah, I think it's not nothing extra, within myself that I'm thinking, like just playing against another opponent. It's another week. It's a lot of great quarterbacks, week by week that we play against. So I wouldn't say this adds anything.
The CBS cameras captured a sideline encounter between you and Jerry.
Yeah, we resolved that. We're not going to speak on that.
I was just wondering if you guys were cool with each other then.
Yeah. I would hope so.
What's your relationship like with Jerry? What has it been like since you've gotten here and since you've become a starter?
I would think like when I'm not playing and when I'm a starter, it's the same. I wouldn't say people treat you better. Just, that you start now. Like it's normal.
Kevin says
You talked about how you had to get more time on task to see the same wins. As you being in that quarterback spot, like what do you like to do with your receivers? Outside of practice to make sure that you guys are seeing the same wins.
I would say overall, just being able to get on the same page and trust. The hardest thing in this game and right now is having trust. Having trusted everybody, certain movements, certain way we make eye contact. Like certain things, it is so detailed, and that's how I play very comfortably. So that's how I get in my comfort zone. That's how I get in my bag. That's how I'm able to do that. So it's different because this is a different year. It's not a traditional way. You know, it's not a traditional situation, and that's okay because it's a challenge, and I know we're gonna be able to overcome the challenge. But it just expedite everything, and you just go out there, and just take risks. It is what it is.
Shedeur, you talk about some of the areas that watching the film back that you want to improve on. What are some of those areas that you've been targeting?
Like I say, I would take, go out there and just pull the trigger. Well, nah, that's not a great term. but what I mean by that is like go out there and see it and just hit it, like see it and hit it. Don't really understand that trust my eyes, understand everything that I've been studying, and the game, I'll say is slowing down a little bit for me, and just trust what I see.
Kevin has talked about how Deshaun has been helpful in meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of open that?
Yeah, they just asked about that.
I was hoping that you would talk about not
Yeah.
just on the sideline, but how it's helped you
Yeah.
guys in meetings.
Well, I'd say for sure what we do in the meeting room, we keep to ourselves, Y'all able to see what we able to do in public and whatever, but whenever we in the building, we kind of keep that between us.
Is trusting your eyes and taking risks the same thing? Or not?
I would say trust takes time. Trust takes time. Taking risk is like, it's hope. It's seeing it, but then it's a bit of hope, in there. I think if you just met somebody, it's gonna take you a little minute to trust them, right? To trust their directions, to trust what they see. If you backing out a parking spot and somebody just directing you and you drive your car, I don't think you just gonna trust for sure everything they say and everything. So I think it takes time and time on task and being in different battles with each other, being able to see, review everything. So that's where I'll say the trust component comes in.
When you have a little bit more of that feeling, will that translate to probably getting rid of the ball a lot sooner?
Yeah, I would say sometimes when sometimes I look for the big play, and I do that when I feel like I'm pressing. Like I feel like we don't have when I feel like we need to get a spark, we need to get an energy. That's typically when I do that, whenever we stagnant, So that's something I review with myself, and I know in those situations I can't do that, at certain times. But that's just something I live and I'm gonna grow from in doing that, and just trusting team, trusting everybody, that things are gonna be all right.
I guess it's a good play is literally a couple of seconds, right? And there's so much you have to process. There's, how much thinking, like when you're in the middle of a play and you've got the ball in your hand, right, and you're kind of going through what you're seeing on the field, and that, just what is that experience like, and how do you balance the thinking, intelligent part versus the instinct part of the game that happens in those 2, 3, 4 seconds?
I would say it definitely comes from preparation and studying, but like I said, it all comes down to the trust thing. It comes down to time on task, comes down to reps, comes down to all that different type of stuff, And I know I have to think and I would say do things just a little different because the lack of their time that we have on task, So I have to adjust kind of like my process a little bit, and for us to be able to have consistent success and for us to be able to go out there and execute everything.
How do you have to adjust? How do you have to adjust your process? In what ways do you adjust your process there?
I mean, I just can't spill all the beans now. Y'all, you gonna ask me what's the game plan this week next? But I don't know. Like I say just trusting my eyes, believing the preparation I've been doing, everything has been working, and I get out there and I see it, and that's what I'm most excited about. And I know the results are going to come when they come, you know, and I feel like they're going to come soon. But the fact I'm able to go out there and I'm able to see it, you know, that's what brings me joy on the inside.
When you look at that Titans defense, does it start with Simmons, and then what else jumps out about them?
You want to know what plays you running next to?
What do you like about their defense? How Jeffrey Simmons, what stands out about him as a player?
He's a great player. You know his name, and we all know his name for sure. So he's definitely a great player, and he's a great human being. He's a great player.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shedeur.